Well, we had a disappointment with Justine. It's not the end of it because we haven't given up, but her trip to Manila, along with the support of Paloma, who we're very grateful for, we sent them both to Manila for what we were hoping, what had been promised as uh, the final probable two operations which would restore or complete the operation that she had to remove the cyst. But just in case you have not been in on this story and you're looking at me now and wondering what on earth I'm talking about, let me give you uh, a quick update on how all of this became. It happened when I was this is almost 2 years ago, 18 months, 2 years ago, when I was in looking for a t-shirt in the downstairs part of our Taurus. This is where all of the vendors are. So it's a dark labyrinth of a place. Uh, and that's where I first met Justine. And then she had an enormous thing on this side of her. That's it. It was the left side of the face, and it was a huge thing, most unsightly, and looked very uncomfortable, and it was disfiguring on an otherwise beautiful girl. And I spoke to her sister who was there, and I discreetly asked if Justine would go along with whatever it took to have this thing removed. Well, short story was that she said yes, and we then started the process for going to the Chuchi Foundation. Chuchi Foundation is in Tagbilaran, and they are, as the name suggests, a Chinese-based foundation which does incredible work. And they worked with us, and they took the major part of the cost. We took Justine for the various tests that were needed to look at what was happening on this thing, which she had had since birth, and it was decided that it could be removed. And so we got her to Tagbilaran. It was a successful operation, and we put her up for the week observation following the operation that she had there. We put her up in our dormitory, and we should thank again the students that took care of her, Glycer and and all of them were involved in this, but Angel especially went and did some of the groundwork, going in early to avoid the walk-in wait that we would have if we left Taliban to go to Tagbilaran. So I know that there were three main people, students who were there in support of Justine while she was in hospital. So it was Glycer, Angel, and who else was it, Beth?
That's all.
Hello?
That's all, Juname.
No, there were three.
That's all I remember.
Oh, that's all that Beth remembers. But I'm sure that there were three. And with 70 students, perhaps I can be forgiving for not knowing all of their names. Well, she came through that. She is an incredible girl, so incredibly brave. I always call her my hero anytime that I start feeling a little bit sorry for myself because I've got a bad back. I think about what Justine has been through, and I quickly have to straighten up, if you get me. Well, anyway, she then was required to wait a year until they knew that everything was okay. You've got to understand that this was on her face all of that time, and what's happened is it's pushed the bone slightly out and the nose, so the bone has gone slightly this way so it's quite wide, and the nose is pushed over, and it's taken her eye so that the eye is not centered. We were hoping that all of this could be done, and it seemed very hopeful. But when it finally got to Manila, very disappointing. But the surgeon, I would rather have it this way than him do something which he wasn't sure was going to be a success. He said that he thought that there was a risk, and he wasn't prepared, perhaps at this time. Got to understand that a lot can be lost in translation when trying to listen and get the picture of what's happening. But this is what I gather, assumed, have researched has happened, that there was some element of risk there as far as he was concerned. Right? Now, we feel that it's not the end of it, because being a foreigner, obviously I've seen what can be done with plastic surgery. Incredible things can be done, but maybe they're just not used to doing that incredible job in the Philippines. Now, I know actually that because it's very cost effective, I know that many seniors go to Thailand for both dental work and for plastic surgery. So there are many different options which are open to us. As it's been said, there is a group called Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders. That was the one that initially came up. So I'm thinking, as a loose plan, all of these things start as just an idea, and I'm thinking that we probably could help and get this thing resolved so that she's back to how she should be, which she so richly deserves. And maybe that we're going to have to go to America now. This will, the trouble is, obviously, it's just Beth and I doing what we can with what we have here. And we're just not sure how this is going to work, any more than I was sure how it was going to work when I first spoke to Justine, and she said that she wanted to try. So the first operation has produced a huge change, and it has made it very clear that underneath all of this, Justine is a really pretty girl, and she is such a beautiful person that we feel motivated to see what we can do to help. Now, we've got people who are now working. You know what they say about when you need to find somebody, you need to find a special person. You may be only 6 phone calls or communications or messages or reaches or contacts, only 6 away from the person that you need. So out there, someone may be watching this and know that there's a desperate need for this girl. She's actually, is it 19, Beth?
Yeah, 19.
Justine is 19 years old, but she must weigh all of about 35 kilos, and she is a tiny little girl. Looks more like 14 to me, or to my old eyes anyway. So we're hoping that someone will come through. If, for instance, if she was able to get the operation done, say in LA or the LA area or some other area like that where cosmetic surgery was in high need, maybe we could find someone that we could trust. It would have to be an American married to a Filipino. Okay, so maybe there's someone out there that would be able to to help Justine with accommodation. She is such a charming kid, believe me. She wouldn't be any trouble. But of course, it would require a certain commitment to help her while she's there. Perhaps taking her to the hospital and bringing her back and so on. And just letting her heal while they look at what would be done in what is possibly the second or third operation. So maybe we could find someone, maybe we can find a surgeon who may be watching this and is able and willing to help. And certainly there must be a Filipina out there who has the facilities, has a house, would be able to take Justine for the time that she needs to be there. Well, I'll just throw that out there and hope that we can find something. We're very disappointed that she went all the way to Manila, which was a big adventure for her, and we thank Philoma for going with her, and they're on their way back, I think, as I am now speaking, and should be back either tonight or tomorrow. It's not a very long flight, maybe 2 hours. So keep in touch with us, keep watching, and you will get updates on what is happening to our Justine. Bye for now.